Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right, do right, do right.
And we're live. Welcome to a brand new episode of Anecdotally Buttersoft Bitch. Yay or nay? Wait, kind of yay or nay?
Yay or
Is it
nay?
yay? Yeah.
Yay or nay?
I am your host, Jay Fry, and with me, as usual, is Sean. How's it going, Sean?
It's Monday. We're here. Something happened, but we're not going to talk about it for a bit. So, let's do
I
this.
still don't really know what happened, but so be it.
Garrick is also here, as you can tell from him jumping the intro.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going,
As
Garrick?
I wave retardedly at a camera that nobody can see.
Thankfully, we're trying to gain subscribers, probably. Not lose them. And our special guest, you know him, you love him. How's it going, Josh?
It's going pretty well. How's everybody doing?
Well,
Yeah.
better than some, not as well as others.
No one's walked off my set today, all I'm saying.
Give it about
It's always a plus.
I mean, fingers crossed Garrett crashes, but that's not really going to add to the ambiance of the stream or anything.
Come on, you need a noisemaker somewhere in the background for the dead air.
Josh will get to fiddling, don't you worry.
Where's dinner?
Sean's still chewing, so he's got that going for him.
And I'm not chewing.
I finished. Yeah, as soon as we went live, I'm like, yeah, I gotta pee. So, bitch. I've been sitting here for 35 minutes. I could have done it then. Nope. So, we got a lot to talk about. We have a review of Flight of the Phoenix. We'll be taking your questions on whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Fun fact, it is. So is Lethal Weapon, and so is most of the rest of them as well. It's a weird, a lot of shit happens at Christmas. So we'll get into all that and more on your couple hours of blah 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 blah.
Hey, don't steal.
We want to.
Plagiarism is a crime, sir.
No, it's the highest form of respect. Ask Weird Al Yankovic. Funnily enough, he
Isn't that parody though? Not so much plagiarism.
same fucking difference. Weird Al tried to get Hedwig's Lament, one of the Harry Potter songs, to do a parody on. Warner Brothers said no, and then turns out fucking Harry Potter is playing Weird Al, so they're calling it the 9th installment of the Harry Potter series. But for a while in the 80s, Weird Al was in all three of the Naked Gun movies, and he would take his dates to the movie wearing the outfit he wore in the movie. So, Weird Al, aptly named. What a weird thing to do, period. But that's the sign of a really weird guy.
So, for as many people as there are calling Kanye a genius, there's a dearth of them for calling Weird Al the genius that he is, because Weird Al needs that cred and has earned that cred way more than Kanye has.
Yes.
When did Weird Al call himself Jesus?
Or
He has
God.
not.
He didn't call himself bad either. He called himself fat.
Yes. He even made a song about it.
Let's oh god, I'm not gonna watch the movie, but like I saw like the trailer where he's like the music's playing and he's looking at shit, gaining inspiration. Like he's just staring at a package of Oscar Mayer bologna, and he's like, "That's gonna be a hit." It's like, hey guys, what about like a sturgeon? No takers. It's a fish, fresh water. Anybody? No. What about like an immersion?
That was actually the one song that he was sought after to do. Like most of his stuff he just did and asked for permission to do and made parodies. Like a Surgeon was one Madonna requested specifically.
Really? She requested like a surgeon?
Yes.
Not mock like a virgin, but like mock. I want you to do like a surgeon.
She made the joke herself, saying, when is Weird Al going to make the parody of Like a Virgin, Like a Surgeon?
Well,
and then sought out Weird Al to do it.
Good for her.
Good stuff.
Weird Al, he got a call from his manager. He's like, "Hey, there's a party going down at this house, and it'd be really good if you went and get your name out there." And he's like, "Man, I'm not famous. I'm not going to do that." And his manager convinces him to do it. And he goes in, and this guy goes, "Holy shit, it's Weird Al Yankovic!" And when I looks over, and it was Paul McCartney. And I'm like, yeah, that fucking counts, bro.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not the real Paul McCartney, the second is still just as famous. But
so here has seen Flight of the Phoenix, because I have not.
I did.
I've seen the remake, and I watched part of the original.
All Matt's complaints were valid complaints.
I'll hear you out.
Right. Except the fact that the flight only lasted for 3 minutes. It's called The Flight of the Phoenix, not Flying the Phoenix. Calm your shit. It's the climax of the movie. It's not like it was the pinnacle. It wasn't the prelude. Like, it's a fine name for a movie. Zip it.
Yeah.
Well, somebody made a very good comment in the chat saying, can you imagine what he would say about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and there not being anybody flying or a cuckoo's nest at all?
Yeah.
In the first 35 minutes of the movie, there was only 3 angry men and 12 angry men. I don't even think I counted 12 monkeys in 12 Monkeys. 7 started for the first half of the movie. They didn't even get to 3. It took a long time.
They didn't get to 7 till the very end. And they did 5, 6, and 7 in like one run. Like, what the fuck?
What's in the box? And then he's like, let me tell you how we fucked this movie up so bad that I starved a guy for 1 year before you even got to this police department. And then I murdered Gwyneth Paltrow, which one is want to do. Because I too have read a Goop blog in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a clusterfuck at the end. I'm like, clever, but not clever.
Well, there was supposed to be another ending that the director originally wrote. I don't know if they ever released the shot of it, though. Did they?
I don't know if it was the director.
Well, no, the only reason we got the ending we got is because the actors insisted on it.
Which actors? Do you know Morgan Freeman really threw a switchblade?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
scene of him chucking the switchblade into...
It's real.
Yeah. That's fucking retarded. I throw knives. That's retarded.
Yeah.
It
was Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman actually sat down with the director and said, "Look, leave this in the movie because this one is the better one." Is what I read. They legit protested him changing it or using a different ending.
Well, Well, no, they insisted on changing it if it wasn't the original ending, which is fine. But I mean, the each part was so stupidly convoluted that it was fine to have changed the ending. It wasn't like the ending to, not that I'm saying it was brilliant or anything, but the ending to The Usual Suspects. It count for count exposed all the lies of Verbal Kint, and turned him into Kaiser Soze. That could have been done with because originally it was done in a narration, and that would have just been spoon feeding to the audience the entire fucking ending instead of. I mean, they already did it with pictures. Like they zoomed in on each fucking word and replayed the word, but or like the part of the story where these two fucking fat jamooks, and it shows a couple of fat jamooks in wanted posters, but the narrate, it would have just been awful. So that change was for the best. Sometimes, like what you have in your head, you can't put onto film, and sometimes what you have on film, you can't explain to somebody else. So there was what's incredibly fucked up is actually in the first episode of Wednesday, the new Addams Family movie. Well, it's about Wednesday. She releases these piranhas into a pool, and I swear to God, I could have told you that a piranha bit a kid's testicle. And we find out like 12 minutes later, the kid did lose a testicle. Like the scream that this kid delivered was 100% the scream of a kid who just lost a testicle. It was perfect.
Yeah. All right. So, what are the valid criticisms that he had?
That it was old timey.
It is old timey. It's made in the 1960s.
Speaking of Addams Family, Raul Julia chewed the scenery out of that. Of both Addams Family. He's a talented actor, but my two favorite roles of Raul Julia, he was over the top eating the scenery in both the Addams Family, which was called for, and Street Fighter, which kind of also was called for, but he was playing to the back row, which is a theater term for pronunciation and effect, and you can't see small gestures when you're a football field away, so you have to make your small gestures bigger gestures. And that was still what they were doing in the mid 60s as far as acting on television or on the silver screen. And he took umbrage with that. So that was one of his largest complaints. He had interpersonal issues with the people as well, and everyone I know would have a problem with the magically multiplying water, which I didn't even take into account because I understood that they were cleaning out the plane's coolant system. But what else? What was his other complaints? He actually has them pretty well documented.
Well, you can pull up the page.
He was set up with the dialogue, which I'm like, but it's the drama of the movie. It's a drama movie. That's what it's about. And to Blonde's point, this is kind of a play.
It's a movie of its time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's a play translated to the film, so it's not going to be perfect for the big screen, but it's good. I mean, I give it a 4 out of 5 personally. I think with the acting chops that Jimmy Stewart has, I would be willing to bet that anything he's in just gets 3 stars right off the bat just because he's in it.
He's
Am I
got
roundabout right?
he's got, well, it's Jimmy Stewart, man. He's got It's a Wonderful Life creds.
For real. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington? Oh my God, yes. That man has acting.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, so he's got It's a Wonderful Life creds. He instantly 3 stars.
Yeah.
And what was the one with the bunny?
Mr. Smith
What?
Goes to Washington.
Yeah.
No.
The bunny?
Oh, Harvey.
Harvey, yeah.
Yeah, 1950. Yep.
Uh,
He also the man who knew too much. Rear
Man that shot
Window.
Liberty Valance.
Vertigo. Like he's got some
The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Which is kind of a long title.
What was
Shop
that
Around the
Robert
Corner?
Ford movie that they reviewed that had the longest title ever?
Oh, the coward that shot, or the coward Robert Ford, whatever.
Yeah.
no shoot. But that's not it. No, there's Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
That's true.
I don't know. I think a lot of his criticisms were the point of the movie. I just don't think he likes drama movies.
I think Matt's just got bad taste in movies.
This is fair. Well, this is mostly fair. He does like Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park is a good movie.
The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Howard Ford?
There you go.
Ford or-
Robert Ford. Robert Ford, that's what he is. I know I'd get there eventually. That was a shit movie. Brad Pitt, Casey Affleck, Sam Shepard.
That's funny. Something just popped up on my my feed.
I just got
It
it's
was a
been
name that I
confirmed.
hadn't seen in a long time.
I just got confirmed that they fled the Timcast lot in a car. All 3 of them.
Yeah, they did. That was confirmed before we even started.
All 3.
No, not that they walked out. They left the premises.
Yes.
Yeah. You're
was
talking about
confirmed before we
Kanye,
started.
Milo, and Nick Fuentes?
That's why the Blonde Squad showed up.
Yeah.
Who's the 3, though?
Hannah-
Fuentes, Milo, and Ye.
Okay.
Dangerous Spaces is played to the back row. Is fine in early cinema. It's basically filming theater performances. Should be past it by that period, which is true. But
I mean, the thing is, they tried to make it into a movie by being on location with moving parts, with big sets, with all this kind of stuff. So it I don't know. Can you do that on theater?
yeah, well, if you guys see I watch a lot of technical stuff on YouTube, not like intelligent stuff, just like technical stuff. And people will be like, I don't know if you can see that, like, because they're talking like to their camera, like, I don't know if you can see this, but right here, and like the camera picks up just fucking everything flawlessly. And it's like, I don't even know what you're worried about. It just seemed like the 40s through the 60s were like that for cinema. Like they didn't really have an understanding of everything that worked and what didn't work, and they were working through the from the transition to black and white to color, and even Alfred Hitchcock, who did amazing things playing with having music soundtracks and not. There was no soundtrack in The Birds. Like you can hear the birds almost the entire time, because there is no soundtrack playing, so there is nothing to dampen a wing flutter, a flap, or a click. But even in Psycho, it was chocolate syrup. No, they didn't go out of their way to make it blood-esque or anything. So they there was a stagnation for a period of time in Hollywood where they were fine with what they had, and it wasn't moving forward. And it happened at every period. That's a problem because a lot of people don't like new things. But they need to understand the one place they like new things is Hollywood. Like, I am not. I can't do it. I don't know if it's like a motion sickness thing or I don't have motion sickness, but I cannot do shaky cam found footage films.
It just annoys me.
It almost makes me physically ill.
It's the reason, as much as I would very much want to rewatch Battlestar Galactica from the early 2000s, I cannot because literally I make it through about 15 minutes of the first episode, and the shaky cam, quick zoom nonsense throws me off.
Mm-hmm. Now I can do what's that? Quarantine. Quarantine is like a docu nonsensey thing with like rabies and a bat person or some shit. Anyway, that's a shoulder mounted camera that sometimes gets jostled, but that's fine. For the most part, the VHS movies, I think there's 4 of them now, which probably means there's 5 of them. Those are fine, but Cloverfield, no, I can't do it. Certain parts of the Paranormal Activity, all 17 of those fucking films, I can't do it.
Can you do Blair Witch?
Yeah, actually, it's I don't particularly care for the Blair Witch, but I didn't like the amount of lying they were doing, and I don't care for impromptu bullshit, which is odd because I enjoy Rick and Morty, which is god awful impromptu, but the impromptu aspects of the movie was yeah. Like, it's a movie, have a script. That they didn't do any traditional advertisements for it, which was new and interesting, and I give them kudos for that. Because I enjoy when Hollywood takes new risks. Like, at one point, there are porn movies doing more than Hollywood. For 20 years, there have been porn movies that are full-on movies now. I watched one. Huh?
The problem I have with the shit they're taking risks on is that it's woke garbage that's not worth risking.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it anyway.
I was like 15
I don't understand the math.
Yeah, I was 15, 16, somewhere in there, and no, I was older than that. I was probably over 18, but Enemy of the State, Blink-182 came out, and the nurse on the cover is a porn star, and
Yes.
my buddy had a movie of hers called Pirates, and he started playing the movie. It's a porn movie. It's porn. It's literal porn. But it's a movie about pirates. They were done up like Captain Jack fucking Sparrow. They were on a boat. Production value was off the chart. And about 4 minutes into this pirate movie, I see a penis. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, did I just see a dick? And then like 2 minutes later, it's an orgy, and I'm like, wait, what the hell? And they had come ashore and they were celebrating and they had a freaking orgy. But it was a full fucking high value, high production movie with some of like the hottest porn stars of 21 years ago or whatever. Janine, I think her name was Janine. I don't remember. Jessie Jane was one of the girls. Shit, I don't remember. But it's a 2.5 hour porno movie with a plot. Not, I got your pizza right here, bitch, extra sausage. they're taking more risks in porn than they are in Hollywood, even though they just spent what $180 million on Wakanda Forever, and they barely made it back in a month. And Strange World's
going to lose money.
Yeah, it's $300 million, and it's at like $30 million right now. It's 280 or something like that. But it's quit trying to make very small niche things a thing.
Well, you can make niche things, but you have to spend niche money on them. You can't make these grandiose couple $100 million productions for a niche market and expect them to turn a profit. Like, I love some niche films. But
what does it take, though? Because them losing
say
money
niche one more goddamn time. I double dare you. Yeah, I mean, SLC Punk was kind of on the edge, but it still did well. It made back its $270,000. Like, who's your biggest star in this movie?
Okay, but again, what does it take to convince them to stop making this crap? Because apparently losses aren't doing it. You know, Disney losing money hand over fist is not doing it.
Disney does not lose money.
Disney loses money, but Disney does not go into the red.
Right.
I know.
They have flops that don't make their money back, and they don't make the profit that they're projected to make. But the parks keep that company afloat.
That's what I was about to say. They make money with their tourism and their amusement parks and a bunch of other side projects that God knows what even they are. But their major production movies are flopping, and they don't seem to care. So what does it take?
Because the fan doesn't care. I haven't watched a Star Wars in 25 years, and they're all absolute shit, and they're still making $800 million.
I mean, 4 through 6 is the only ones worthwhile. I rewatched 3 the other day, and I was like, you know, some of the acting's kind of terrible, but the writing's there. The direction is not great, but the writing is there. It is good premise. If it had been done better, it would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll come back on. I got a phone call.
Okay. But they can't do that in certain things. Like I cannot stand a female author with a female lead. And my examples of this is Stephanie Rice and the Twilight series. Whatever the fuck the Catching Fire Mockingbird series of awfulness was. The shit like those with the female lead, the female author, just suck. But J.K. Rowling, who had a male lead and as a female author, did just fine. 50 Shades of Grey, female lead, female author, terrible. Sold a bajillion books, though. And they all sold a bajillion books. But it's these people who are doing it to the genres that are hurting the genres.
Well,
Disney
is too big of a Goliath to make nimble changes. We're barely seeing some changes happening at Warner Brothers. With them scrapping, what do they scrap? Batgirl? Batwoman? Batgirl.
$180 million Batgirl production. Yeah.
Yeah, they scrapped it. And it had Michael Keaton in it. And Michael Keaton
reprising his role as Batman, and the reintroduction after a decade of Brendan Fraser. And it was unsalvageable. Meanwhile, there's guys out there making Kung Pao Enter the Chicken, which is 3 separate movies edited together to make one coherent film. But they don't have. But Warner Brothers doesn't have the wherewithal to save $180 million.
Well, no, I think that what they're doing is they're saving their properties. By shit canning that movie, they're saving their properties. They are making the hard decisions that we keep complaining that Hollywood needs to make. Warner Brothers has started that process. Disney, don't even expect them to start that process for another half decade at best. They're too big. They're too set in their ways. They employ too many people. And as we saw with Bob Paycheck's or Chapek's hostage video, they're run by fucking kooks. They're run by a religious cult. And it is a cult that Walt Disney himself would have murdered every single one of those fucks rather than employ them. So
he's gone yet? Put me back. Yeah, there was.
Tell us how you really feel, Sean.
No, he's fucking.
This
right. Time he's right. There's certain times where you have to bite the bullet and lose out on $60 million to maintain a property. Like I can't think of the example of it. What the? Anyway, the movie shouldn't even have been made, but to keep the property, there was a deadline, and they gave like $4 million to make this project. God, I can't think of the name of it. It really sucks right now. But they started off, they lowballed it, and there was like a threshold they had to meet, and they met the threshold, and it was like a couple $1 million, which is absurd. But and seeing some of the dailies come back, they doubled it. Oh, it was Enter the Fist, not Enter the Chicken. Whatever the fuck I said. It was Kung Pao Enter the Fist. But the dailies came back. They ended up building on it, and it ended up still being an utter flop. But they had no expectation for it ever, or for to begin with. But to hold on to the credit for it, or the possession of the intellectual property, they had to do something with it, and they just flushed it down the toilet. I might actually have been thinking of Kung Fu Hustle. Is that the Henry looking motherfucker? The Henry Winkle looking dude?
No. Well, no. Kung Pao Enter the Fist is a Caucasian dude
that slightly looks like Henry Winkler.
Yes,
from Fonzie.
Yes,
yeah.
And
that's what I was
Kung Fu Hustle is actually an Asian production, but it's a comedy or an absurd. I don't know what you would call it, but it's good.
What was the absurd one on YouTube with David Hasselhoff?
That is Kung Fury.
That's Baywatch, dude.
No, it's Kung Fury, which is also really good.
Kung Fury was good, yeah. I also like Samurai Cop.
I liked Triceracop.
I did not care for the one with Channing Tatum.
I like Kung Fury, but that's beside the point.
We just said Kung Fury.
I know.
We just said that movie, Sam.
He's on video game delay.
Yeah, it's true.
Go! Yeah. What were we saying? Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's going to take Disney at least another 5 years before they even start to show stuff that's changing course. And even then, I am not sure that that's going to happen because Bob Iger is now back in charge. And he's the one who was at the helm when it hit this iceberg a decade ago. So
what is with all the perverted shit in these movies?
Dude, the new Santa movie that they're putting out has a clip. I saw a still frame from it today, and it's a stupid sight gag, but it's a predictable sight gag. So it's not that offensive unless you put it in the context of the rest of the shit Disney has been pulling with all of their products. It's that it was like it was supposed to say a bunch of kids with cards. It should have said "We love Santa." But the N and the T got misplaced.
Right.
Oh, we love Satan.
We love Satan, and which again, it's an obvious joke. It's it's predictable. It's kind of cheesy. It's kind of innocuous. But when you put it into context with all the other shit Disney is doing,
Yeah.
it
This is the
has
kind
to
of
be
shit Ken
nefarious.
Bull jumps on. Yeah.
Yeah, like I like it when it's like
They-
subtler than that. Like the like they get together in a line and it says "You will marry me" instead of "Will you marry me?" Like that's cute, but like the dildos on that's too much. The
Little
dildo on the
Mermaid
castle,
stuff.
the preacher with a boner, the sex, the woman's ass cheeks. Like some of that stuff is pattern seeking, eye recognition, nonsensical, whatever. But Rapunzel's hair wrapping up, it spells sex. There is no other word it could be. It only could be sex. And that's not the first time sex has been out there. Simba collapsing and a dust cloud, it spells sex. There's a porn scene in that one.
The Rescuers.
Was it the Rescuers with the Siamese cats? We are Siamese, if you please.
That's
No,
not.
that was
No,
the
that was
Rescuers.
Lady and the Tramp.
That was Lady in the
Oh,
Tramp.
was it? But
Yeah,
no,
Lady
the
and the Tramp.
Rescuers, as they're running through like a city or something, and this is one of those things that the producers or the animators did intentionally, but not like they did it as a joke to get back at working long hours and for little pay. As they literally stuck in, I think it's like 3 frames of a porno that was just a still in a window in the background.
Yeah.
That's not what Disney is doing these days. That's wrong. It's an immature joke. It's unprofessional. Whatever. But it isn't intentional. Well, it is intentional, but it's not intentionally for the audience to push the audience in a certain direction.
A prank that slips by an editor is completely different than probably $30,000 for the 2.5 seconds it took to spell out sex.
Right.
Like we're talking tens of thousands of dollars are put into that.
Right.
And it's not like it was stupid and people didn't even see it. But when you first are introduced in Harry Potter to Buckbeak the Hippogriff, he's shitting. And that's something horses do, and it's funny because sometimes they do it in like really inappropriate times, like when the queen's dismounting or something, and it's funny.
Or they're marching her through the fucking what is it, the court, whatever. Somebody's riding it through court.
Well, I'm just saying, like they intentionally made the horse poop, and it was at the behest of the director. Or it was like a labor of love to add that. The director's like, no, keep it. It adds to the realism. Too few bodily fluids are being shown of animated creatures these days. But they're literally, they put a boner on a 3-foot tall priest during the marriage of Ariel and Eric. But like that shit is
through pretty heavy.
Oh, there you go. Way to get us banned again. I really needed the 6 cents, Josh. God damn it.
6 cents.
What?
Luxury.
What got you banned? What?
How sad is
What are you
that
talking
6 cents monetization? Like a pipe dream. You wish you made 6 cents. Like, no, we've never been monetized. Just we're still losing money here. Don't worry, guys. I am spending $8 a month for unlimited hangouts, and we are not making that back in any form or fashion. Don't you worry.
Well, if you go that route, I'm paying for the Adobe suite so I can make splash cards and shit like that. So I'm paying for it too.
So Garrick's losing the least amount of money, and he's currently driving a truck.
Yeah, but he's going to get reimbursed for that.
For the last 40 minutes, he's been in a gas guzzler, and he's still profiting better than we are. Yeah, Hollywood is... They're just, sometimes they don't take risks, or they do take risks, but then they got people that just... like Harvey Weinstein is, I mean, besides for his famous raping everybody, he would start off, and about 3 weeks in a production that lasts 4 weeks, he would say, cut 15 minutes from the runtime. Just because he didn't feel it was smooth enough or going fast enough, and he wanted to up the pace of a movie. It's like, you can't just do that to a movie. You have to look at the movie and stop listening to the 10% of the audience that doesn't like it when 90% of the audience does. That's the worst thing you can do is test screen a movie and make changes based on the test screening. You want to test screen an ending, you want to test screen something like that. Steven Spielberg, do you guys remember in Jaws when they're underwater at the first boat and the head pops through the slats of the upturned boat and scares the shit out of you? That was 3 days in his mom's pool in their backyard in California. And he timed it out, every single aspect of it, from getting down underwater, immediately seeing it, to it being the last thing seen. And they played it for different people who were in the editing suites. Like he brought people in for that scene, and he narrowed it down to what is probably perfection. As Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest directors of our time. Jew. I
don't know. He made AI.
Oh yeah, swings and misses. There's that. Yeah, sometimes there's not everything makes Schindler's List.
True.
But you can be wrong, and you can take your time, and you can be right. There's a plethora of opportunities. Sometimes things don't land the first time. You have to reiterate it, or any number of things. But they're not taking the risk. James Cameron is taking risks to make Avatar like a multi-year project from start to finish. A multi-year project isn't unheard of. Die Hard was around for like 12 years. At one point, Frank Sinatra was connected to Die Hard, and he had to be asked to take up the lead role due to contracts that were in place of how old the original screenplay for Die Hard was. Like it was offered to Frank Sinatra, and eventually went to Bruce Willis after Sinatra, who was of an age at the time, turned it down. But to actually be shooting and working and have so much CGI necessary that you shoot for a couple of weeks before taking a 6-month sabbatical. Or what was that movie with Ethan Hawke that took, honest to God, like they came back to a kid who was like 3 years old, and then came back to it when he was 5 years old, and came back to it again a couple of years later, and had the same kid over the series of like a 7-year period. That's a shit return on investment because of the time to it, but that at least is something interesting.
Well, we'll see how well Avatar 2 does. I can't imagine there's going to be the same audience that there was 12 years ago when the original one came out.
I remember when unobtainium was unobtainable.
I have no doubt that James Cameron is going to put together a visually stunning movie.
Boyhood, filmed over 12 years. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But I can't imagine that they're expecting Avatar 2 to pull down $2 billion. I don't think it's going to do it. And if it does, it's going to be to fewer people that they're charging more for. which is something that's been happening too.
Hasn't?
Yes.
I haven't been to the movies yet.
Exactly. You go to the movies now, and I took my the four of us, me and the two boys and my wife. We went and saw the Sonic movie, the Sonic sequel. It was
with
like
Knuckles?
Yeah, it was like $80 for a family of four with moderate snacks to see a movie.
Yep.
$80 for a movie. That's goddamn ridiculous.
I did that once, opening night of Harry Potter, but there was alcohol served. Tickets were like $25 a piece.
Yeah, this is the movie tickets, 2 large buckets of popcorn, and 4 sodas. And I think
where they get you is in the snacks.
two of the candies. And yeah, absolutely. I expect to pay a lot and way too much for the concessions. But the ticket prices and the concessions basically equaled each other out.
Ooh,
and this was a matinee, so it was $10 a pop for a matinee, and then $35 for the concessions.
Oh no, I paid $25 a person, opening night, balcony seats, personal waitress, for I want to say it was Half-Blood Prince, $25 a ticket.
Okay, but I could see that. It's a bigger movie than a kids movie, even though it is kind of a kids movie. Either way, it was an A-list movie.
Absolutely.
Sonic 2 is not an A-list movie. Number one. Number two, you went during prime time.
Yeah, prime time opening night.
Right. I took them. I think it was the weekend it opened, so it was opening weekend. But that's
But it was a matinee.
It was a matinee on a Saturday.
I used to get like $2 matinees.
Exactly. Yeah, the theater tickets themselves were a couple of bucks. I remember when they raised the prices to like $6.50 a ticket for a matinee, and I was like, "Damn, that's kind of expensive for a movie," but whatever. Now they're $10 to $12. Because I think the kids were $10, and my wife and I were $12. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Deadpool. Have I seen anything since Deadpool? No, I don't know of anyone. Poor girl had a PTSD moment watching Deadpool, and they had to stop it. We all got free tickets to the next movie. I don't say anything. But she's like, "I'm so sorry." We're like, "Take your fucking time." like, yeah, it's a movie, but you know, you're freaking the fuck out, girl. Just take your time. I would have probably had a bigger issue if she had both her arms, but she was missing one, so I figure it had to be some dramatic shit. But and then they fucked it up and ended up restarting the whole thing, and then we had to, like, as the entire audience, we had to like direct them to where it was, and there was an argument about it. Like, how do you not know where we were? We saw this. No, we haven't. Shut up. So we're an hour in talking about stupid shit. Move on to the best Christmas movies. As everyone knows, the best Halloween movie is Ernest Scared Stupid. So moving on, I don't know if anybody has a favorite Thanksgiving movie that they want to give to the audience after Thanksgiving. They can watch next year. Mine would be
Thanksgiving movies.
Thanksgivings. It's about a turkey that goes on a killing spree.
I mean, usually if Thanksgiving is in a movie, it's usually in the context of another, Christmas movie. Just it's at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, there was definitely a part in Deadpool that revolved around Thanksgiving. When that was when they were celebrating the holidays sexually.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know what. Actually, Michael Schleck, his whole was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles Thanksgiving.
It usually gets lumped in as a Christmas movie.
Yeah, but was it a?
It was a Christmas movie.
I think they kept saying holiday, but that is not how you spell planes.
Yeah, it is.
John Hughes. No, not the way I spell planes. Chicago to spend Thanksgiving with his wife. Yeah, it's a Thanksgiving movie. There we go. And it's a John Hughes movie, so it's got everything you freaking need. Holy shit, it's on AMC at 5, 3, 6, and 12 over the next 2 days. It's got Dylan Baker. Don't care for Dylan Baker. Kevin Bacon. Michael McKean. Do not like him ever. Steve Martin. John Candy. Yeah. Edie McClurg. That Ferris Bueller.
He's one righteous dude.
Righteous dude. Is the house in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles the same as Uncle Buck? Yes. And it's about 5 miles away from the Home Alone house. Yeah, so we got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There we go. That's better than I
didn't care for it.
You care for Planes, Trains, and he washes his face with John Candy's underwear. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think it just boils down to I'm not a huge fan of Steve Martin.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I don't know. I love The Jerk. The Jerk is a great Steve Martin.
I was just thinking of Dutch. Yeah.
Things that I like that Steve Martin has done. But I don't know that I like Steve Martin.
It's a John Hughes film, and it's again going to Chicago for Thanksgiving. And it's got Christopher McDonald in it.
Besides, Jerk has like the best opening line. I was born a poor black child.
I was born. Somebody hates these cans. I liked Three Amigos, and I don't care for Martin Short usually.
There again, Martin Short's one of those ones that I like some things that he's done, but I don't know that I like Martin Short. And I can say the same thing for Chevy Chase. I don't think I like Chevy Chase, but I like some of the things that Chevy Chase has done.
Well, good for you. We've got a new Fletch movie coming out, not starring Chevy Chase.
Which I don't think is a good idea, honestly. Although
I don't know.
Chevy is way too old to be playing Fletch at this point.
John Hamm's playing Fletch. How old is... What's the...
Have you seen Community? Is it Community that Chevy Chase is
well, no, but I saw Chuck that Chevy Chase was in, and he is...
he's old.
He's looking old. But, yeah, so we do actually have a couple of... was Blues Brothers? Was that Thanksgiving? Was that what they were trying to save? The orphanage needs $5,000 to pay back taxes. Or else they'll lose Thanksgiving. What about Curly Sue? Huh? Jim Belushi need to save up money for Thanksgiving? I wonder what Alison Porter's been up to. She's a pop singer now.
So what movies are in your retinue for watching during Christmas? Because I've got It's a Wonderful Life, Die Hard,
Oh yeah,
Gremlins,
Gremlins, yeah, Gremlins. Oh,
Elf, unfortunately or fortunately. I don't know.
I don't like Will Ferrell's sense of humor, but I don't mind him in movies that are not Will Ferrell movies.
Yeah. Well,
and Elf is not a Will Ferrell movie.
it's as much Bob Newhart movie as is a Will Ferrell movie.
I love me some Bob Newhart. I loved him in Big Bang Theory.
Elf is one of those ones. They keep trying to make these classic, quote unquote, holiday movies. Like every year, there'll be 2 or 3 ones that make a run at being a classic holiday movie. Elf manages to do it.
Let's have a grumpy James Caan and a grumpier Ed Asner as Santa. That's classic.
But it works. It works.
Steven's going with Long Kiss Goodnight.
Here's a conundrum that I ran into. Do you count the Charlie Brown Christmas special as a holiday movie?
Isn't there one about the pumpkin?
Well, there's the Great Pumpkin, yeah.
Isn't that Thanksgiving?
That's Halloween.
God damn it!
They do have there is a Charlie Brown Peanuts Halloween or Thanksgiving special as well.
Better be.
But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, hide nor hair of it, in about 30 years.
What are they going to do? Not make money on my childhood? Fuck you. Why wouldn't you?
It was just not as popular as it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown or the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
No, I count. Anything that happens in December is a freaking Christmas movie.
Okay, well, that and the runtime is only like, what is it, like 30 minutes? 35 minutes, something like that. It's not a very long runtime. Okay,
that's not a movie.
Well, that's the argument. Do you count that as a holiday movie or a Christmas movie?
It has to be over 69 minutes to be a movie.
Nice.
But other than that, it is absolutely something to be played during the holidays. Now, if you're Steven, you're putting in Long Kiss Goodnight in there and probably reindeer games or some shit. Calm down, Steven. Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a shotgun and a dildo.
Is Die Hard 2 a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Is Die Hard 2 during Christmas?
Yes, it is.
Because it doesn't get enough credit if that's the case. Because everybody says it's not really Christmas until you see Hans
Merry Christmas
Tower.
Yeah, because he does. No, that's the first movie. No, that's the second movie.
Saying.
No, because in New York, he tears up the parking ticket because John moved to Audrey. Am I thinking of Little Shop of Horrors?
Maybe.
What's Audrey McLean? No, it's a daughter, maybe. Anyway, whatever her name is, she was at Nakatomi, and then they're trying to do it in New York, New Jersey, whatever. And his car gets towed as part of everything, and yeah, he tears up the ticket. Did you get this ticket at my airport? Merry Christmas. Yes, that is a Christmas movie. I mean, it doesn't have anybody getting. No, it does have somebody. Wait, what? Yeah, 2 does because the guy gets stabbed in the eye with the icicle. That's how you can tell it's a Christmas movie. And that is a Christmas movie. That's a weird theme for your action movie, is to have it be placed on Christmas. Although I don't think it was Christmas Day though. That's
well, technically there was Die Hard 1.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, it doesn't. Neither is Jingle All the Way, but watch your shit. They all can't be Santa Clauses.
My family watches Jingle All the Way every year. I don't know that Oh, and what was the one with Jamie Lee Curtis where they decide they're not going to have Christmas? What movie is that?
Christmas with the Cranks?
Christmas with the Cranks?
Christmas with the Cranks. That's another one my family really likes that I'm not a huge fan of.
I like Scrooged.
I like Scrooge, but it does not hold up. I watched it last year.
Oh God, no,
it does not hold up at all.
Dude, I watch Ernest Scared Stupid every year. It hasn't held up in 4 years since it started coming out. But what
The
else do
Muppet
I
Christmas
like for?
Carol. You got to have the Muppet Christmas Carol.
I don't have kids. I don't need to watch silly little childish movies.
But it's all about my cocaine.
My cocaine.
My cocaine.
No mention of A Christmas Story. I'm so disappointed in all of you.
Oh, I absolutely watched that. As a matter of fact, I bought the bunny suit at the Christmas Story house when I was in Cleveland last and gave it to my stepdaughter.
He's not allowed at the Christmas Story house. The owner of the property banned him.
Who?
I just read that story the other day.
Who banned him?
The owner of the property for the house from the Christmas Story.
Yeah, banned who?
Banned
the guy from Elf?
Ralphie or whatever his name is.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Ralphie is in Elf.
Ralphie is the advertiser?
No, he's the head elf. Like I
thought Bob Newhart
Didn't
was
know
the
that.
elf.
Well, Bob Newhart but he's just another elf. He's the one who takes Buddy through and tries to get him trained to do stuff, and Buddy fails at everything. But yeah, Ralphie is the elf that takes him around. Is like the elf supervisor that takes him around, trying to have him make different things.
Does he have a candy king colored eye patch?
No.
Well, would have been a nice throwback. What? I mean, I'm a big fan of Gremlins.
I'm saving the new one that they've done of A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
On HBO.
Is that out?
Yep. Came out on November 17th. I'm waiting until Christmas Eve.
What if it sucks?
I mean, that sucks.
I'm going to watch A Christmas Story regardless, so...
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
We watched Home Alone this weekend, and Home Alone 2 this weekend, with the Donald Trump cameo, so they haven't completely edited out of all digital copies.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy How a Grinch Stole Christmas, and this is like we've just named half of like Michael Schleck's list.
Which How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Because again, there's the Grinch movie. And
no,
there's
How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
the original animated one, which doesn't qualify as a movie.
I'll tag Charlie Brown into it, and it'll be 69 minutes long.
Nice. Yeah, I guess.
Well, is it not? Because I have it. Literally, it's awful. It is. It's the claymation with the heat miser.
Oh, the Rankin and Bass specials.
Yeah, it's those and the Grinch, and it's about 3.5 hours, and it's on a DVD, burned from a VHS that was recorded off of a TV that didn't always not have the commercials recorded. And there's wear marks in it. And it was something my grandpa had made half-assed. I mean, he couldn't edit a VHS tape, but like he sat there with his remote ready to turn off, and he just got to enjoying the movie. And Love Actually is a Christmas movie, yeah.
Well, so is I can never remember the name of this film. The Holiday.
That's fucking. Would you say you don't remember the name of the film?
I do now.
Can you name the film you don't remember?
The Holiday.
It's like, oh god,
Law
Daryl,
and Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and what's
yeah.
her name? The other one.
Yeah. I'm a Notting Hill fan.
Yeah, I just can't take Hugh Grant seriously after the whole trans hooker thing.
Well, it's a comedy, so you don't have to take him seriously. But Ray Ifans is the real goal.
There's also Bad Santa.
There's also There's also Santa Sleighs starring Bill Goldberg.
Yes.
I actually think I like Santa Sleighs better than I like Bad Santa.
Dude, there's this scene in Santa Sleighs where he puts a metal pipe into a guy's hand. It's a stripper pole, and then he kicks the pipe, and it throws it up into a electrical outlet from a light. Like it busts the light and it electrocutes the guy. And I'm like, all right, I like it.
It's just ridiculous enough.
Yeah. Oh, when he slaughters the family, James Caan, Chris Kattan.
Also, don't forget,
Sarah
Ghost of
Silverman.
Girlfriend's Past is technically a Christmas movie.
Was it Silver Sue? Fucking what?
Ghost of Girlfriend's Past.
Ghost of... Well, that makes sense since Ghost of Christmas Past is... Poet says the ref.
I've got an odd one that you guys probably have never heard of.
Was Dennis Leary the kidnapper or the kidnapped?
He was
a kidnapper. Right? Probably never heard of. Go.
The Hogfather.
You got me there.
Exactly. It's a BBC production. It stars.
Oh, the miniseries?
It's not really a miniseries. It's a two-parter, technically, but you can find copies of it that have all been smushed together into one. The problem is that when the BBC makes shit, it must be a regional thing. Every time they put a production together and you watch it in America, it's either too dark or the music is way loud and then the voice track is way low. So you got to find a good copy of it to watch. Can't watch like the digital copy off of Amazon because it's the one that's fucked up with the mismatched volume levels. You got to crank the volume way up and then the music's way too loud. But it's a great production, and almost all the British actors are in it.
I've tried to watch it and I've missed it both times. It's a Pratchett film.
Yes.
Or it's written by Terry Pratchett.
It's written by Terry Pratchett, and oh my god.
Yeah.
The book.
I've never seen it, but I want to see it.
The book is excellent, and the book is definitely better because all books are better than the movies. But for a product to be made into a movie, they did that as well as they did the Harry Potter movies. They did a really good production of The Hogfather. I was quite impressed. And like the movie version of Mr. Tiatomy is actually more creepy in the movie than I ever read it as in the book.
Yeah. There's a scene where Michael Gambon playing Dumbledore like chases Harry down. He's like, "Terry, put your name in the book." And I'm like, I seem to remember him asking that more calmly in the book. Because it literally is a Harry, did you put your name in the book? Dumbledore asks calmly. He chases Daniel Radcliffe down. And he almost...
I'm going to hop off.
Take care.
All right.
He chases Daniel Radcliffe down to shout it at him. I'm like, it's a fine choice there. Not something I think Dumbledore would do. Like you're a fine actor, Michael Gambon, but Richard Harris had Dumbledore down. And I didn't like Richard Harris. From what was the movie he was in? It was a cowboy movie. And he played English Bob. Can't think of the name of the movie. Anyways, I grew up not liking Richard Harris.
Wasn't that the Quick and the Dead?
No.
Oh, it's Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood.
Unforgiven, thank you. Yeah, it was not the Quick and the Dead. Actually, I think The Quick and the Dead is one of my favorite westerns, and it is an awful western. But I'm a big fan of like Young Guns and the new. Actually, I enjoy the new Magnificent Seven, even though I can't stand Ethan Hawke. I'm just not a big Western guy.
All the westerns that I watch, and I watch most of them, but they just never stick in my head as like memorable. They're all just kind of there, like background noise.
Yeah, with the exception of like the quick draw contest, like the Shootist and the Quick and the Dead. It bothers the shit out of me that two people are standing out in the middle of a road firing guns at each other. Like even the Clampett or the Claytons had the sense to hide behind horses when the Erb brothers were firing at them. Also, Tombstone and Wyatt Earp are both great movies, but if you're not pulling your gun faster and shooting the other person dead, if you're not seeking cover, you're freaking retarded. Unless, of course, it's a duel. Like if you're gonna duel, then you duel, and you don't have to worry about somebody else shooting you in the back because it's against the honor code that is a duel. You might as well just go around murdering people. But if it's not the contest of who is the fastest, then it's just really freaking stupid to stand in the middle of a road and have 360-degree access to you being shot by somebody. But you got 6-shooter, so that's fucking dumb too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, besides Tombstone, I don't even have much recollection. I know I saw Wyatt Earp, but I don't have much recollection of it because Tombstone was by far the better movie. Besides Tombstone, the only one that sticks out to me, and it's only because it's the most recent one I watched, has been The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
That was it.
You should. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's depressing as fuck, but it's good.
I caught the part where it was a snippet from a YouTube short of Clancy Brown shooting himself in the head 6 times.
Oh, because he gets the table scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Clancy Brown. There was one. It's all black cast, and it's about real life people. Like literally, the guy that is the basis for the Lone Ranger was a black marshal.
Yeah, I can never remember his name. He was in Oklahoma, which our Oklahomian is no longer here, so couldn't ask him. But
yeah, but the entire cast of people are all real life, historically black cowboys, but like from like 1910 to 1780. like I'm pretty sure 2 of those motherfuckers used flintlocks when they were cowboys, but they put them all together at the same time period, and it was interesting. It was written, and the soundtrack was written at the same time that the movie was, and it was really well done. It had a young cast, but it wasn't a bad cast, and of course it had like Regina King in it. So for those who had died, maybe something like that. Look up Regina King movies. She played a bitch of a character.
What are we talking about now?
all sorts of shit. We're kind of all over the place today.
Regina King's a bitch.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what's on it. The Harder They Fall? That might be it. Hold on. I'll look at the cast. Yep, that's it. You know who makes a really good cowboy? Idris
that?
fucking Elba.
Yeah.
Zazie Beetz was pretty good too.
Isn't he the gunslinger in the
Mm-hmm.
in the
He was
The
he was
Watchtower, whatever it is.
yeah.
yeah, he was
Dark
Rufus Buck. He played an evil fucking dude.
I like Idris Elba in almost everything. I think
Dude's a good actor.
he is a good actor.
Delroy Lindo played Bass Reeves. That's who that was.
Bass Reeves, that's the name of the guy. There it is.
Yep.
Oh, I watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation since it's up for review this week.
That's your first time?
Really? Have you not seen it before?
Nope.
Good God. This is why we talk about movies, just to educate your dumbass.
Like
I'll be right back.
that is one of the staples that we watch probably 2 or 3 times every season.
What's with the jump cuts? Is
John
it just
Hughes?
poor editing? No. There's like a couple of times when there's like a cut and there's no seamless kind of flow in it. It's like obvious that there was a cut, and it kind of throws off the roll, you know.
You're
as
gonna
it
have to be more
plays through
specific.
the movie.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Okay. There's a shopping scene when he's talking to the hot chick for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a weird cut scene that happens in there, and I don't understand why it happened.
Is it because it's
Looks
still
like
the
he's doing
opening
something.
credits?
No. This isn't in the opening credits. This is later on, whenever he's shopping with his family before he gets trapped in the attic. And he's talking to the hot chick in the store.
That's at the very beginning.
But there's a
of the
weird,
movie.
is it at the very? Okay. But, no, as he's talking to her, something happens, and it's like, there's a whole 6, 10, 20 frames, I don't even know how many, just got cut out all of a sudden, and it just keeps on playing. And this happens like 3 or 4 times in the movie.
Did you get a bad cut of the movie?
I watched it on HBO Max.
Huh.
It should have been accurate.
Should be, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't tell you. But yeah, you should have watched that ever since you were a young child, because the Cousin Eddie memes are thick and rich with that movie.
Oh, Garbage Day. That's a Silent Night, Deadly Night. Another Christmas. Garbage Day meme.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage Day. That's another Christmas movie. Do your parents not love you? Have you not seen European Vacation?
No, I haven't seen many of the National Lampoon Vacation movies.
The only
Was your
two
mother
that I like,
pretty and scared of laugh lines?
the only 2 vacation movies I like are the original Vacation and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I mean, Christmas Vacation, it's a fine movie. It's not great by any stretch, in my opinion.
European Vacation had Beverly D'Angelo's boobies.
There's that. There is that.
Oh, and for our Jewish listeners, I don't know why we'd have any. 8 Crazy Nights. It's a Hanukkah movie by Adam Sandler. That's all I got.
Is Trading Places? No, Trading Places isn't a Christmas movie.
No.
But it does happen during the holidays. At least
I know it's definitely winter.
Yeah, and if you look around, he dresses as Santa to go to the office Christmas party.
Yeah, but that's just a day. That doesn't count. So there will be four. There'll be four Santa Clauses this year.
I have to say, as much as I like Tim Allen, I do not like those movies.
I love Santa Claus. The original Santa
I
Claus.
love Santa Claus. Yeah.
The first one was
Santa Claus
okay.
2 wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's okay. But I think it's right
just
up there with like Christmas with the Cranks. Not my favorite. Not something I would seek out.
Are you telling me you don't like Toy Story?
Toy Story, not a Christmas movie.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, it's a Tim Allen movie.
No, I like Tim Allen. I just don't like the Santa Claus movies.
That was a co-starring role.
Okay. I missed something in there. All right. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Christmas with the Cranks. Was that one? No, it was the Krampus. That was the other in the Michael Schlecht. He actually he designed his and this is kind of bullshit, but all of his movies were Christmas movies. So he had to known he was getting picked for December before submitting his list.
Oh, he probably went to Matt directly and said, "Hey, instead of picking another name off the list, here's a bunch of Christmas movies. Why don't you do a Christmas theme thing?" And we all know that Matt does not like to be told what to do with his show, but there are a select few people that can whisper in his ear the correct way. Michael is one of them.
Oh, yeah. I wish I knew how to do that.
I think Josh is another one that can do it, too.
Dwayne Johnson visits 7-Eleven where he used to shoplift as a kid to right a wrong. Bro, like, if you as a kid stole 36 Kit Kat bars, it would have been $3.60. You're 50. You're now spending $360 because Kit Kats are now $2 a piece now. But as long as your conscience is clear.
It would have been about $3.50.
Good Lord, Tree Fitty.
How much for just a one rib?
Get out of my store.
It's just so stupid. Christmas horror movies. Oh, we forgot about Fat Man. I just said Krampus.
I wasn't here.
I don't think I've seen the Krampus. I should probably watch
I haven't either.
Me neither.
31 best Christmas horror movies ranked worst to best. That's good. So we'll start with the worst and go to the best. We've got The Dorm That Dripped Blood. Okay. Jack Frost.
Which one?
The horror movie one, not the Michael Keaton.
Not the Michael Keaton one. Okay.
Which can affect you greatly when you see
the wrong one.
The wrong one, but it all gets fixed when you see Shannon Elizabeth fighting with in a hot shower with a snowman.
Mm-hmm.
Which personally, if I was getting attacked by a snowman, I would jump into a hot shower.
Yep.
ATM, never even heard of this, but it's got Alice Eve and Josh Beck in it. Brian Garrity. A murderous assailant traps 3 people in a small kiosk containing an automatic teller machine. Okay. Black Christmas, so that's 3 separate fucking movies altogether. But Black Christmas is one of the original slasher movies, and it's a Canadian production. And it was starring Lois Lane.
Is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
It's a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, I mean it's the Nightmare Before Christmas. It takes place in a land that every day is Halloween until it takes place in a land that every day is Christmas. So, little of column A, some of column B. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 is number 27. While she was out, pushed to the breaking point and abused woman Kim Basinger. Oh, so this is kind of old. Lucas Haas, Craig Schaefer. P2, which is a storage movie. That's a weird one. Again, Black Christmas 2019. Silent Night, Deadly Night again at 23. So 23 and 27 for Silent Night 2. Red Christmas, a 2016 movie. A widow and her bickering family gather at a remote estate on Christmas Eve. I haven't even heard of some of these. Who Slew Aunt Rue? From 1972. The Ginger Dead Man. That's a
trauma film.
Yeah, it's a Charles Band film, so you're close. It's a full moon production. Starring Gary Busey as the Ginger Dead Man. Silent Night, which Malcolm McDowell, Jamie King, Donald Logue, Lisa Marie.
Except for like from 81 or something?
2012.
What?
Wrong Lisa Marie. You're thinking Lisa Marie Presley, not that one. Santa Claus hides in plain sight during a small town's annual Christmas festivities. 2021, Silent Night, so that's a remake. The original, okay, so the 1974 Black Christmas comes in at number 14. Oh, Steven Suarez loved P2 apparently.
No, he loved
And-
Rachel Nichols.
Yeah. And that's the one with Margaret Kidder. And
I thought she was good looking. That's what I want to know.
apparently the entire cast of freaking. Well, I mean, she is in Office, so. The Lodge, Family Retreat, Remote Cabin, Dead End at number 12. Let's get to the top 10. Christmas Evil at number 11. Red Snow, an injured bat transforms to a handsome vampire. This is from 2021, and it's starring nobody I've ever heard of. Well, Vernon Wells. So this might be an Aussie movie. Do they have Christmas in Australia?
It's summer, but yeah. That would make for an interesting scenario.
That would suck,
Aussie
man.
Christmas. Crocodile
there's a-
Dundee's Christmas special.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd been fun if we'd have had Dangerous Spaces on to talk about that.
1995, the Day of the Beast, a heavy metal fan and a psychic help a priest seek an infant antichrist. And this is definitely some sort of Italian movie. Alex Anguillo, Armando de Raza, Santiago. The Children. Never even heard of it. The Children. Two families gather in an upscale English estate in late December, starring, again, nobody I've ever heard of, but it's from 2008. Oh, it's British horror. Okay. Should have realized that when I said estate. Anna and the Apocalypse. I haven't heard of this one either. It's from 2017. Zombie apocalypse threatens a sleepy town of Little Haven at Christmas, forcing Anna and her friends to not die. I haven't heard of these. Christmas Horror Story, 2015, starring William Shatner, George Buza, Rob Archer, Percy Hines White. Ha! Percy Hines White is a kid from the Wednesday Addams. It's literally, it's a picture of Santa fighting Krampus. I'm gonna have to look for that. A Christmas Horror Story. It's got a 83% tomato and a 46 spilled popcorn. Gremlins is number 3. Better Watch Out is number 2.
Do you really count Gremlins as horror, though?
Mm. Rare Imports, A Christmas Tale. That's not what it's called, though. Is it called Rare Imports? Yeah, it is. That is. I was thinking of Troll. Rare Imports is good. That's also another foreign movie. That's Norwegian or some shit. A young boy, Petiari, played by Uni Tumalili, and his friend Justo, played by Lemari Carvahaga, umlauts over the A's.
This is reminding me of Brothers Karamazov with all the shit names.
Yeah. Yeah, there was not a lot on this list that I have actually seen. That's interesting. I'm definitely going to look into A Christmas Horror Story. I'm going to check that right now. A Christmas Horror Story.
Oh, damn.
So what's next week's movie? Is it Christmas Vacation?
Yeah,
that's why I watched it.
Yeah, there's nothing here.
What do you think? Does he like it or not?
He'll
probably give it a 3. If I had to guess. 2 or a 3. I don't think he's going to like it that much.
I agree.
He'll be fine with it. It's a slapstick comedy. He'll be fine with it.
It's a 4 for me, but I don't like the improv Chevy Chase does of the
rant.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. The parts when he's talking, is he thinking out loud, or is that something occurring in his head? Like as his bosses are walking by, he's like, kiss his ass, kiss my ass, kiss your ass.
He's saying that.
He's actually saying that. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if he was like drifting off into his own thoughts or something.
No, the only time that happens is when he's dreaming about the pool, and they have that.
Yeah.
That's the only cutaway.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, I would guess I'll probably give it a 2, because Matt doesn't like good movies.
I'm gonna go with a 4. He's gonna agree with me, and we're both gonna give it 4s.
You really think he's gonna give it a 4?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it out. 4s across the board. Blonde's gonna give it a 3 because she's a pussy. I had to use some chat.
I don't think he has an appreciation for good movies. I'm predicting either a 2 or a 3.
Right.
I'm gonna go 2 because some of the humor won't land for him because he's not a John Hughes guy. Like he was not. I can almost guarantee you he's never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I am such a John Hughes guy.
He might have seen The Breakfast Club, maybe, but I bet he hasn't seen 16 Candles.
See, I haven't seen either of those 2 movies, but I have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Well, I guarantee you he has not seen Pretty in Pink.
You were not sick in the late 80s.
Neither have I. This is true. I was born in 89, but like barely. Like real ass into 89.
Well, Christmas Vacation was came out in the ass end of 89. And it would have been better if it was directed by John Hughes. But I mean, it's a huge entertainment, and it was produced by John Hughes, and I'm pretty sure it was written by him too. So,
well, didn't John Hughes write the original Vacation? Pretty sure he did.
Yeah, they're his characters. Yeah, but he didn't direct it either.
No, he didn't do the. Yeah, he didn't do the first one, but he did write the first movie.
Oh, Harold Ramis directed it.
Oh, there you go.
But no, John Hughes just did the screenplays.
Maybe I ought to make an entirely John Hughes list for Matt.
Oh God.
I thought we had already established our list.
Oh, I do. I have my list ready to go. Should I ever get tapped, which will never happen. So.
Yeah. The last odds I heard was there's at least 20,000 people that put in, maybe more.
That seems a little high, but okay.
That's the last time I checked, or last time I asked it.
I would pick the more obscure ones, like the ones he directed or produced instead of wrote, like The Jackal, or he produced Real Genius.
I love that movie.
Yeah. So I would pick like those, or The Car. But fucking William Atherton, I hate that fucking guy.
Isn't that the guy who plays Walter Peck?
Yeah. Fucking hate that guy.
I just refer to him as Walter Peck.
It is more or less who he is at this point. Like Daniel Radcliffe will always be Harry Potter. He can't play anybody else.
No.
Apparently he's playing Weird Al Yankovic.
Give him fucking 10 years and people will be referring to him and they won't even know who freaking Harry Potter is.
That's a world I'm not sure I want to grow up in, or live in, rather.
Dude, I just experienced it with your dumbass.
I know.
Oh, I just experienced it earlier today too with I was telling my friend who's a girl, or not girlfriend, but a friend who's a girl, her son Chuck Norris jokes. He's like, "Who's Chuck Norris?" Like, get out.
What?
Yeah.
Shit.
He's 10.
Oh, you've got some living to do, buddy.
Yeah. Well, that goes
Chuck
back.
Norris is just not going to be relevant in the next 10 years. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, Steven. And Batman murders the shit out of those clowns.
Oh, you know what I watched the other day that really fucking pissed me off? Enola Holmes 2.
Wow. Thanks for giving me time to guess.
Sorry.
Is it?
Well, I didn't know I was supposed to give you time to guess.
You asked me.
I couldn't make out what you said, Garrett.
He's Enola Holmes 2.
Enola Holmes? Yeah, I just...
Yeah.
I think...
The first one was fine. The second one pissed me off because Moriarty is a black chick. Fuck them. That ain't it.
Well, I just think that anything that actress does, she's too full of herself. She needs knocked down a couple of pegs.
Are you talking about Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown blew her head up huge. And yes, she's an attractive lady, but whatever. She needs knocked down. She needs her dick knocked in the dirt.
I don't see
average.
that.
She's average at best.
No. I think she's a cute girl. She's going to be a beautiful woman, but I don't.
We'll see.
I don't see that from her because I read an article and it was such a shit article. It was about the adult relationship her and Henry Cavill have, and the way she addressed it,
I thought Henry Cavill was gay.
No,
Henry Cavill is a nerd.
Yeah, he's a geek.
Completely different. He has his girlfriend is an instrument. Every other fucking person in Hollywood.
Oh no, I'm confusing him with Matt Bomer, which they do kind of look alike.
Yeah, Matt Bomer was supposed to take over for him in Witcher, which didn't get as much flack, but Chris Hemsworth's little brother is taking over for him in Witcher, and they're shitting all over him.
Really?
Yeah, like people on TikTok, which is important information I'm divvying out here, have a big issue with Liam Hemsworth taking over for Geralt of Rivia.
Geralt of Rivia.
Geralt, thank you. Geralt of Rivia.
Geralt, yeah.
But I didn't hear any flack when it was supposed to be Matthew Bomer, who was a gorgeous fucking dude.
Well, because he looks very similar to Henry Cavill. I mean, close enough to be a stunt double for sure.
Nah, not that. Like he did buff up, which he should have gotten. He should have been getting better roles as he buffed up. Same with Ian Somerhalder, who played just another fucking good-looking dude. Well,
we need somebody.
Okay, so Steven agrees. Matthew Bomer is less buff and prettier than Cavill, and I could see that. But they both have great jawlines. They're like young Dean Cains.
The problem that I heard from a couple of people who were big Witcher gamers were that Henry Cavill's too young to play the character.
He's not too young. Well, I mean, he is kind of too young, but he's too pretty.
They're kind of correcting that with Liam Hemsworth. He's no Henry Cavill.
And then I was actually impressed with how well he did, at least in the first season. I mean, he's fine in the second season too, but the second season kind of sucked on its own merit.
We always make room for Jay's man crush. Shut up, poet. What a jerk. They do. They both. You tell me that those guys don't have great chins. Henry Cavill and Matthew Bomer.
Yeah, but Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k nerd, a Witcher nerd, D&D nerd, PC nerd.
Oh, he's PC Master Race. He's dating an Instagram model.
He's Henry Cavill. He can date whoever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but he's not dating somebody who kisses other people in fucking movies. Is what I'm saying. He's dating a beautiful girl who is up her ass in a much smaller degree than Hollywood. Anyway, so she was Millie Bobby Brown, right? Millie Bobby Brown, Billy Brown.
Yeah, Miley Bobby.
Which way is it?
Miley Bobby Brown, I think.
What the fuck ever her name is. Yeah, she has gotten a lot of roles, and they're good roles, so I can't blame her for it, but she also has some shit roles. She was talking about
Molly Brown.
Is it Millie? I don't even fucking care. Millie and Hank were
no. Millie Molly Brown.
No, it's Bobby. Right? Millie Bobby Brown?
I thought it was Millie Molly Brown. Yeah, go ahead.
I can't believe I'm looking this stupid shit up. What's this 12-year-old girl's name?
Oh, she's fully like 19 now.
Oh, is she? Well, that's good. I'd like to make less creepy statements about her.
Exactly. That's why I don't feel bad by saying she's an attractive gal now, because
Millie Bobby Brown is 18, by the way.
Oh, okay. Still legal. Cover my ass.
Still legal. I can attack her just like Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, but what?
But she was talking about her how she joshes and fools around they just have a completely open friendship with her and the other cast members, the kids from Stranger Things, and and she went to play in Enola Holmes, and she figured her and Henry were going to just be buddy buddies. And he's like, "Stop. That this is we have a very much different relationship than what you have with your friends. You do not tell me the things that you're telling me about. I don't want to know about your weekend of with your boyfriend." And she said, so her and Henry have a very much more adult relationship, which Enola Holmes is like 3 years old. So she was minimum 15 when this was happening. When was Enola Holmes? Oh, so 2 years ago. So she was 16 at the time, possibly 15 while filming. So Henry Cavill was standoffish with her, a child, until adulthood. But he also has a very different relationship with that little blonde girl from
The Witcher.
The Witcher, yeah. Like she's got a crush on him, and he finds it hilarious. Like every time he looks at her, she looks at him, and he's almost cracking up every time she looks at him. Like that had me a little bit worried about Henry Cavill until I found out like how standoffish he is with Billy Bobby Bob, the fucking kid from Stranger Things.
Miley Bobby Brown.
What? However, whichever, whatever. MBB. So they made it seem like it was something more than it was. No, it's an adult relationship of two peers, not a sexually adult relationship with Henry Cavill. Well, takes what we can get. I like me some Henry Cavill. Again, no Dean Cain, but they were both Supermen.
I really enjoyed The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the film that nobody seems to remember that he was in and didn't do nearly as well as it should have in the box office. I thought it was a really good movie.
I liked him, like him and our Armie Hammer as like I mean, I don't particularly care for Armie Hammer, but and now he's all crazy and fucking selling real estate or something because he's a cannibal. But whatever.
Because that follows.
Makes sense. Like, why do you even need a job? You're fucking a hammer. Are people not buying baking soda anymore? You're fine. Live off residuals. Who else is really ridiculously good looking?
Chris Hemsworth.
I have. Yeah, he's no.
I was forced to watch Thor: Love and Thunder.
Liam Hemsworth is no Chris Hemsworth, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's the lesser Hemsworth.
Well, no, there's a third brother that is the lesser Hemsworth.
I couldn't figure out. So in Ragnarok and Thor: Love and Thunder, I can't believe I have to look this up.
You know, it's his daughter at the end, right?
Is it?
Yeah, that kid.
Yeah.
That's Indy Hemsworth. That's his oldest daughter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Especially because she looks nothing like him.
I gotta figure out who plays who's. You know how Matt Damon's Loki in the cheesy theater production?
Yeah. Matt Damon and
yeah. Who's the guy who plays Thor though?
Oh, what's his nugget from?
We had to debate whether or not that was actually the least Hemsworth in that being the third brother.
Oh no, it's that idiot. I'm waiting on you, Steven. I cannot think of his name.
It is. It's Luke Hemsworth. It is. It's the least of the Hemsworths. He plays actor Thor, and Matt Damon plays actor Loki.
I thought it was the guy from oh shit. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
He's actually he's the oldest brother.
Oh.
Hang on. Yeah, so it's Chris is the main Hemsworth, Liam is the lesser Hemsworth, and Luke Hemsworth, who's the oldest brother, is actually the least Hemsworth. And man, what a bad movie. Holy shit, is that a bad movie.
You snapped too hard.
Oh, it's just, the whole thing is just terrible.
Like, I'm sorry, what accent are you going for? Greek god Zeus? Why do you sound like a gay Italian? Oh, there's a fourth Hemsworth brother. Larry Hemsworth.
What?
Yeah, there's a Larry Hemsworth as well.
Anyway, Chris got seriously jacked for that movie.
Yeah, steroidally so.
He is swole as fuck in that movie.
Now I have to look up that fucking guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Not Charlie Day. Rob McElhenney. Apparently I mistook him because he's not in any of the things I was thinking of.
Is there no... Like, where... Oh, yeah, India Rose Hemsworth.
No, it's Luke
Wow,
Hemsworth,
she's
Steven.
10.
Now, she gets older every year.
Really? Shocked.
You don't have to act so shocked, Sean. Jeez.
We're shot. Well, I'm not that shocked.
Elsa Pataki.
The funny thing is there's not a picture of like the first 10 pictures of her. She's like 5 at most. And then there's one picture of her as in the movie Thor. You know, Thunder. Yeah, I couldn't stand her in was she Fast and Furious or whatever she did?
I'm looking. The Fate of the Furious, 2017.
Whichever one. She played opposite.
Furious 7.
She was such a bitch. She played opposite
Fast and Furious 6.
Gina
Fast
Carano.
5.
Yeah, she played opposite Gina Carano, and was so annoying that you didn't realize the awful actress that is Gina Carano at the start of her acting career was a double agent.
Oh, wow. She's got nice Spanish work. That's kind of cool.
He knocked her up repeatedly. Tristan Hemsworth, Sasha Hemsworth. How do you go from like giving your kid a name like India Rose Hemsworth to Tristan Hemsworth?
Well, Tristan
like, you don't,
a boy.
You don't keep like the established middle name thing going, or 2 first names, or whatever the thing you're doing is.
Oh wow, she was in Thor and Love and Thunder as well.
Was she a Zeus groupie?
Wolf Woman.
That's hilarious. Get your wife a shit gig like Wolf Woman, where she spends 6 hours in makeup to do 10 minutes on-screen work.
To be fair, she was in the Fast and Furious movies, so I already think less of her.
There's a story about.
Of course, those are probably objectively better movies than fucking Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh my God, what a turd!
Yeah, it was. But they call up Sigourney Weaver for. She's like, "We want you to play this character in a movie called Cabin in the Woods," and she's like, "Nah, that doesn't sound good to me. I'll pass." And he said, "Well, like, so you're the head of this corporation that," and she's like, "It just doesn't seem like something I'm interested in." And then they just happen to say something about like the scene about her getting attacked by a werewolf. She's like, "Werewolf?" I'm in. Yeah, she loves werewolves.
Wow.
No, she's like, "Werewolf?" I'm in. And every day she showed up to set like, "This is a werewolf day." Like they described her as like she was a giddy kid because she got to get eaten by a werewolf. She's like, "I'm so fucking excited."
Oh, okay. Well, that makes some sense then, I guess.
Did she marry somebody hairy?
No. So the scene she's in the movie is literally Taika Waititi is telling the story of Thor and how Thor grew up and how he had many loves and blah 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 blah. But it's literally he's banging his wife because they're married on the back of a gigantic wolf under the moon, and that's how she's the wolf woman because she's the one that's copulating with Thor on the back of the wolf in the movie.
Wait, that would be Fenrir.
One would think, but no, they don't make, because it's Marvel and Taika Waititi, who is a hack, if you didn't know. Yeah, there's no consistency in anything when it comes to Marvel and the fools they employ to make their fucking shit-ass movies.
That's his
Which sucks, because
nephew.
I was a fan of Ragnarok. I thought Ragnarok was good, but this one was garbage.
That's his nephew he was banging on top of. There's this dick story in Norse mythology about Thor, who those goats in Love and Thunder, those are his traveling companions. He does have 2 goats that pull his boat.
Yes.
And he can murder them for food.
Yeah.
And they resurrect in the morning.
Yeah.
And he tricks somebody into murdering. He says, "With my hammer, I slew this beast, and it returns." And then the next day, it came back, and so he convinced them to murder his horse and eat his horse, which would reappear the next day. and it was like an intelligent horse. Like, anyway, he murdered this fucking guy's horse and then took off in the middle of the night after eating it. Like, dick move, Thor.
Well, I mean, that Thor is kind of a dick.
Oh, Thor's a fucking dick. But so are all the Asgards. Like, so I die in battle, you steal my soul, force me to fight for the rest of eternity in Valhalla until you need me for Ragnarok. Where's my harp? I want to sit on a cloud. Chill. But you do get bar wenches in Valhalla. I don't know how many bar wenches are dying in brawls, but what the fuck ever. Maybe the bar wenches are like training Valkyries.
Well, apparently all the Valkyries are gay, so.
Thanks, Thor, for ruining Valkyries for me.
Pretty sure it was Taika Waititi.
Well, the movie's Thor. How do you get more Valkyries? If they're...
Well, according to the Marvel timeline, they're all dead. Except for King Valkyrie. Who I have never seen Tessa Thompson in anything that I've ever liked.
Oh, yeah. I did not care for her at all in Men in Black International.
That bitch can't act.
Yeah. I didn't like that chick. It's a different chick. It's not Tessa Thompson, I don't think, anyway. The psychic from the new Hellboy.
I didn't see the new Hellboy.
With, like, she pukes up her guts, and it's a psychic. Or it's like it's a ghost project. Oh, it's fucking awful. But yeah, David Harbour is an equal Hellboy to Ron Perlman. It's just it's all comes through the voice, and they're both decent at it. It's just this movie sucked more than Hellboy 2.
I wanted to like Hellboy 2. It just wasn't a good movie.
Oh.
I don't like
David Hyde Pierce.
No, I like him just fine, but he's not in that.
Hellboy 2?
He's not in Hellboy 2.
Yeah,
he
he's
does
not.
the voice for Abe Sapien in the one, but
oh, you know that story?
the guy who plays Abe
Doug
Sapien,
Jones? Yeah.
Tom Jones.
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, you're right. Patterned his own speech off of the Frasier clips of David Hyde Pierce, and just got the role himself in the second one.
Yeah.
They still had. I think David Hyde Pierce said that he was good enough, even in the first one with the voice, that he could have just done it, but they paid him anyway because he was under contract.
Yeah, but he withdrew his name from the movie as well.
Ah.
Yeah. Which just kind of makes it sound like David Hyde Pierce wanted to get away from Hellboy.
Not a bad idea. The first one was actually better than it should have been. Ron
Mm-hmm.
Perlman is definitely the right actor to portray the character, even though he's a complete shit dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in life.
I called somebody a shit dick the other day.
But yeah,
Told her to hug a fire, shit dick. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Doug Jones, who is a scrawny fucking beanpole of a dude, does an amazing David Hyde Pierce impression.
plus he's the ice cream man.
He is the ice cream. He's the fish. He's not only Abe Sapien. He's also the fish in The Shape of Water.
Oh, is it?
And 6 dozen other fucking things.
Yeah, good for him. I think Legion is another one of those movies that didn't get the credit it's due.
You know, I agree with you on that one.
So do I. But then again, you're fighting demon angels with fully auto LA pistols. For some reason, The Rock only has one hand. The original The Rock, by the way. None of this new Dwayne Johnson bullshit. Talking Charles S. motherfucking Dutton.
Yeah, ROC, not ROCK.
Well, there's like a good 10-year period where I just assumed that was his name from prison. I don't know where The Rock comes from. His name's Charles S. Dutton, but I'm like, I assume it's his prison nickname.
It was a show he did on Fox for like half a hot second. It was called Rock.
I just assumed it was his prison name or some shit.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, that's what I just assumed. He probably was in the TV show. Maybe he might have been The Rock from prison. I don't know.
I don't even remember. I remember it being a show, but I don't remember the show. You know what I mean? Like it was only on for like, I gotta look this up now too. It might have been on for 2 seasons.
Yeah. My mom loved Ron Perlman as the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, and Michael Chiklis from The Commish. She did not live long enough to see Michael Chiklis as in The Shield, which I don't know how she would have felt about that.
No, I just played a guy called Rock Emerson who was a garbage collector. It was just basically a sitcom on Fox.
How would you feel about Michael Chiklis playing the Thing?
Nah.
Meh.
She liked Ron Perlman as a fucking beast.
That's true.
She used to tell me all the time that Lyndall Hamilton had a twin sister. Like, I don't care. Oh, we're up past 11. We're go ahead and check the fuck out of this nonsense. We stopped talking about Christmas movies half an hour ago.
Yeah. Do we even want to reiterate what happened on Timcast like it matters?
Apparently, everyone fled, so they brought in blonde girls. Hannah Brimlow and probably Mary Morgan came in and clusterfuck the rest of the. I'm still gonna watch it.
Oh, I'll watch the rest of it later, either tonight or tomorrow. To see what comes of it. But yeah, I mean, I dipped out about 5 minutes before we started, so.
All right, yeah. So that was that. Glad to see everybody showed up.
That'll be all over the news and social media. If it's not already all over fucking Twitter, I'm sure it is. But I would imagine that it'll be all over the news and nonsense. It'll be literally the news of the day tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will.